Hello, in this video we're going to show you how to raise a sales invoice to your customers using Xero. So here we are on the dashboard. To raise one, all we do is we move up to the little plus symbol at the menu item at the top, click on that, and then we move our cursor and choose the invoice option. What that'll do then is it'll take us through to a screen that requires a bit of information about which customer it is that we're raising the invoice for and what it is that we're actually selling. So all we have to do is just work through the fields in logical order. I find using the tab key on my keyboard will just jump to the next field that needs information. It tends to mean that we don't miss anything very important and get a little bit frustrated at the end when something's not quite working. So let's just work through them. So who is it, or which customer is it that we're raising this sales invoice for? So if I just start typing, it will bring up all my contacts and I'm just going to choose a customer limited. It's then going to ask for a date of the sales invoice. So let's say this sales invoice was raised on the 1st of September. And had this customer been set up correctly, it would automatically know how many days credit we provide this customer. With this being a demo account, that's not there. So I'm just going to manually choose to do this. And I'm going to say this customer will get 30 days credit. Then if we press tab, it's asking for a sales invoice number. Again, because this is a demo account, what would normally happen is it would add one on to the last sales invoice number that you had raised. This is obviously the first one that we are raising on Xero, so it's defaulting to number 1, which I'm fine with for this demo purpose. And then a reference is just something that your customer may have given you. These used to be called, or tend to be called, purchase order references. They're not so much purchase order references these days. They used to be more manufacturing, but certainly if they give you any reference or just say so and so told you to do this by phone, so it's like just verbal perhaps there. Then I press tab. We moved on to the currency that we're billing in, so most of yours presumably will be British pound sterling. Obviously change that if we're billing in dollars or euros or whatever other currency that we're using. And then we move on to the items that we're actually selling. So if we had stock enabled on Xero at this point, we could basically choose the item that we're actually selling. So even if this was a service, we could have an item in there for, say, hourly rate of consultancy or hourly rate of maintenance, something like that. And traditionally, if it was a product, we could just choose from calculators or whatever it is that you're selling. This is a demo account, so that's not set up. So the way I'm just going to bypass that is just actually write in the description what it is that we're selling. So if we were selling calculators, for example, that's fine. But had stock been enabled, I may have been able to choose calculators from stock, and that would have pre-filled all the information on here, such as price, the selling price that we normally do, any discounts, etc. So manually done the word calculators there, and let's say we're going to sell a quantity of 100 calculators to this customer. It now wants to know what the unit price is per calculator, so if we call them £5 per, and we're not going to give them any discount, so we're going to be a bit mean in this instance, so move past that. And again, because this is a demo account, what would normally happen is it would work out which customer it is that you're selling to and use a default nominal or a default category to post the sale to. So normally you would expect something like a sales code to be on there. So if we'd have set the customer up, we perhaps should have said this customer always has its sales or their sales posted to code 200. So that would have come in automatically had you set that up and spent that time in the initial instance of putting all your customers on correctly. So definitely worthwhile doing, because otherwise you're having to change it all the time. Then we say what's the VAT rate that we're applying to these goods. So typically this is going to be 20% for most businesses. If it's a particular special product or health and safety or child products, something like that, you might want to choose 5% at this point. Or even if it's exempt, then just choose the exempt option. There's many options in the VAT drop-down menu to choose from, but 20% is absolutely fine for this for this demo item. And then it's gone and totaled it up. So it said 100 calculators at £5 each would be £500, and you've charged 20%, so it knows to add another £100 for VAT on there. If you're doing any extra items, we just keep filling these fields in and it'll just keep totaling it up for you. You can save this at this point if you just wanted to get the record on Xero, but I'm just going to go ahead and click approve, and that's just basically going to sort of lock the sales invoice into the system and basically add the item to your records and record the sale. And that's basically where we're at. So it's created the sale. It's worked out this £100 VAT on that, so it would go and sort out £500 to your sales code, £100 to your VAT nominal of control account, and £600 debt against this customer. So hopefully that's helped, guys. If there is anything that you need help with, by all means give us a shout. There's many other features that Xero can offer, such as the print PDF or email it up here. Highly recommend getting into that side of it. But yeah, just feel free to give us a shout if you've got any questions. Thanks very much for watching.